my friends. How are you today? Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Monday, the 4th of January, 2021. All right, I got to say, we moved really interesting energy this weekend coming into this week. Going from the grand, fire trine to a grand earth trine, going from this creative energy to very practical energy. The moon in Virgo being very focused, right? Very focused on our acts of services and what we're providing to the world. Making that connection to Uranus, right? Celebrating our own, unique weirdness, the unique gifts that we have to offer this world. And now today, at 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have a grand square. So moving from two grand trines to a grand square. Now those grand trines are an easy flow of energy, right? That's the same elements, fire, 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 earth, earth, earth. And in this particular case, we have a mutable grand square. So of course the north and south node are always opposing each other. Okay, and then we have Neptune at 18 degrees, the nodes are both at 18 degrees, and then we're going to have the moon in Virgo at 18 degrees, okay? Let me show you what this looks like, and I'll talk to you about it, okay? Opposition. I mean, the nodes are always opposite, okay? But it's this grand square, and this is mutable energy, which means it's changeable energy. It's energy that wants to change. It's energy that wants to be taken over by that stronger cardinal energy, okay, by that stronger force. A simple way to break this down: we must follow our truth. We must follow our own unique path. Okay, we must follow what makes sense to us, ignoring, in a sense, the crowd, ignoring these old ideas, older concepts. And if we want to be able to, align our dreams, our imagination, our creativity in with our life in the direction that we're headed, we must absolutely be focused on the acts of services that we're providing back to this world, no matter what those jobs are. And, speaking of the moon in this particular case, our emotional need, this is about sensitivity. This is being sensitive and compassionate and caring toward those services you're doing and reaching out and connecting with those other people. And further, this is about emotionally being focused, emotionally being driven, not allowing, that beat up voice, the monkey chatter that we get on the monkey mind, that says, why bother? Why start this project? Why go on this endeavor to start this new thing or to start this business or whatever it is, right? Because we're talking about unconventional. Yesterday we're talking about unconventional businesses, unconventional services, and celebrating that. Talking about Amma, and this is the same. This is saying, like, focus on this. This is what is needed right now, and this is what I have to do to give back to this world. And if I can focus my energy, my emotions on what is needed right now, and right across the way, this is like my dreams are in focus. Okay, so that's a really cool aspect of the day. Of course, we have the sun in the sign of Capricorn. So even earlier, I can take this back just a little bit. We're going to get a little trine here. Oh, sorry, that was Sunday night. I'm so early in the morning right now. Moving forward, the trine is going to be between Mercury and the moon, and then Pluto and the moon. Okay? Again, our emotional moon here and our emotional needs to be focused, to be driven, to not allowing these fleeting thoughts to get in the way of the future of where we're headed and interfering with our dreams, right? So now this trine is Mercury saying here, this is how I govern myself, how I govern mentally, how I communicate. This is upping our game of communication and saying what is necessary. As well, just 2 hours later, we've got this trine to Pluto. This is saying boss up, level up, take this idea, run with it, own it, be the boss of whatever you're doing, and believe in it. Okay, part of Venus, believe in it. And we have this little square, a sesqui square happening here between Pluto and Venus. Okay, 25 degrees, 24 degrees. So Venus, is moving quite fast right now, catching up to the sun. And this is this similar energy to that releasing of things. This can be like, I love donuts, right? Venus is what we love and desire. And this sesqui square to Pluto saying, we have to manage ourselves better and discipline ourselves, structure ourselves. So this is saying, do I need that donut? Do I need the cigarette? Do I need the alcohol? Do I need the social media? Do I need whatever it is? There's no judgment here on my end. We all are going through our own things of releasing, right? So whatever it may be in our own lives or in your own life, that's just like, I might like this certain thing or have a love for this certain thing, but it's hurting me. And this is like the alcoholic who's, got something that I've had a conversation over the weekend, an alcoholic that has pancreatic issues, and it's like recommended by doctors, like, hey, you have to stop drinking. But they're like, oh, I had a really stressful day, so I'm going to drink. And it's just like, well, and again, there's no judgment on my end. But looking at the astrology and using that as an example, it's just like, well, at what point is my life worth it? At what point is my health worth it? And to discern the difference in continuing and repeating a habit or repeating a pattern, that's unhealthy and unsustainable for my life in the direction that I'm going to head in. Because we're always going to hit those crossroads in life, where we have to shift, where we have to make change. And that's part of the beauty of this grand square going on, because this is energy that's saying we have to balance. We have to pay attention to all these elements. There's always going to be those hurdles in our lives that we're going to have to get over. And just because we come to a hurdle doesn't mean we turn around and go the other way. It's like water. When water flows, it doesn't meet the mountain and say, I'm going to stop flowing now. I'm going to stop being water. I'm just going to turn to earth. I'm just going to be rock now. It's like, no. The water continues to flow, and it's going to erode away those hard edges, right? So this is that same kind of energy going on right now. We've got to flow with it. Okay. In the same time, of course, the sun. We've got all this great earth energy. It's practicality, practical stuff. So this is like we've taken this creative energy that we've had over the weekend, and now we're putting it into good use and saying, look, I want to start this year off strong. 2020 was a really interesting year. Shadow work. Thank you, my friend, for sharing. It was my mistake. I'll share this. 29 degrees, 3 minutes. Mars out of its shadow. It was 28 degrees, 3 minutes. So Mars actually moved out of its shadow on January 2nd. Okay. And so my apologies to misinterpreting that for you. Mars is out of its shadow. Okay. We are out of our shadow right now. And coming back here, we have a lot of forward momentum. Okay. Venus moving direct. Mercury direct. All these outer planets are moving direct. Okay, the only one is Uranus right now, is still retrograde, which is going to be ending here, not too long. So either way, we have a lot of forward momentum energy right now. Mars is out of its shadow, forward momentum, and it's saying, yes, I've been through this rediscovery of self. I've learned what I needed to learn during this 6-month very trying time of my life, and now I'm ready to honor myself. Move in the direction that's good for myself, okay? And we're going to start, you see this start to square Saturn here, just a couple degrees away, which Saturn's like, hey, I'm the boss here. And Mars falls very in line with Saturn. Saturn says jump, Mars says how high. Saturn says obey my commands, and Mars is right there to do it in a sense, and that's why Mars loves being in Capricorn, because it's make things happen. It's a subordinate kind of energy. So this is like, look, man, we're up here, we're in the future, we're in the futuristic sign of Aquarius. We got to make things happen. We're not going back to this old life. We're not going back to our old ways. We're not going back just because we enjoyed that one thing in our lives, but we know it's hurting us in the long run. We're out of that phase now. We've discovered these things. We've discovered these aspects of our shadow, and all these planets are moving forward with the exception of Uranus. Which means like, okay, well, we have all of this forward energy right now. It's saying, let's go. Where do we want to take our lives? Where do we want to take this year? And ignoring these outside limitations, outside circumstances, and this is about me and my journey and what I need to accomplish here in this life, right? And it will be met with challenges, but that's the change that's coming, and that's the growth that we're encountering during this, and that's the beauty of this grand square that we have today. So my friends, happiest Monday to you, as always. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I love you, and I wish you enough. We'll see you tomorrow.